Okay, so people that have watched my content for a little bit know that I have a soft spot in my heart for Growth Chamber Guardian. It just, it's probably the best elf crab warrior that Magic's ever printed, and I desperately want to find something that it can be playable in Historic. So when it adapts, you pay 2, you give it some counters, it gets to find another crab friend here when it gets a counter on it. And notably, this doesn't care how it gets counters on it. So in addition to adapting, you can use things like Hadana's Climb or Luminarch Aspirant to put counters on this to draw more crabs out of your deck. And then here's the big brain plays, chat. With Brainstorm, we can brainstorm crabs from our hand back into our deck and then draw them back out again by putting counters on this with other things. Doesn't that sound great? It's like the old Brainstorm Squadron Hawk you used to do back in Standard, like brainstorm your squawks back into your deck and then draw them back out. We also have Quandrix Command here, which can shuffle Growth Chamber Guardians that have died back into your deck, while also putting 1/1 counters on your Growth Chamber Guardian so you can immediately search those Growth Chamber Guardians back up that you've shuffled in. So we've got endless crabs in this deck, chat. It is an endless crab buffet. I've also got just some playable white disruptive creatures here at the top end of the curve, some Spellbinders and some Skyclave Apparitions. This deck might be a smoldering dumpster fire, but it contains a lot of cards that I enjoy casting, so it will be my smoldering dumpster fire. Let's see if we can do this. Is this the definition of a pet deck? It is. Don't screw this up. We go over why no collected company. Because of basic mathematics. Well, I guess basic depends on who you are. It really makes me chuckle. You're like the 3rd or 4th person to ask me why my 25 creature deck, 4 of which are Llanowar Elves, doesn't contain collected company. Collected company should ideally have 28 good hits in your deck to be worthwhile, and this doesn't count as a good hit. Sorry, Llanowar Elves, I love you, you're a good dude, but, like, this is not a good hit. Go grab a land here. Your job is to ramp me into turn 3 Coco. That's exactly right. Twitch chat, you heard it here first. Jeff has a ton of crabs. Accurate. Can you enlighten us with some number crunches on it from percentages? No. I just told you to go do the homework. Go do it yourself. Stop it. Oh, I'm missing second white for night to grab this night pack, huh? It's awkward. What this Brainstorm can do for us. Sweet. It can find us another white. Love it. Quandrix Command here, notably countering an instant or an artifact or enchantment can eventually counter this. Brainstorm is ruining this format, something like that. Cobra Commander, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. our combo deck popping off here, chat. It's like we drew it up. No red mana's pretty rough here. Nexus with Brainstorm would feel good. Yeah. Our command does counter Gear Hulk. It's probably I think we're solidly in garbage time here. I beat my Heliod opponent down from 140 life with creature damage on Moto. Is that bad sportsmanship considering it's not possible in paper? Nah. Nah. Play to win. So they can play Brazen Borrower here, and they still take 10, so they're dead. It's the opponent's fault for not clicking until they had infinite life. Yeah, something like that. Alright, so... Disputes, obviously nuts here. Quandrix Command is good. I feel like I don't want the fourth Skyclave, but the first three are probably worth having, huh? I think we trim Hadana's Climb here. So they're going to be interacting with my board. I don't think this is an Aether Gust matchup. I guess this can technically Aether Gust Opus, too. Listen, people who are brewing should enjoy playing against meta decks because that's how you test your brew, okay? If their brew is getting farmed by the meta deck, they need to work on their brews some more. I like all of these, actually. I'm just going to leave the Gusts out. I think I like the Gusts more than any of the cards I already have in my deck here. This is probably a mulligan. Feels bad to mulligan turn 1 elf in all my colors, but... On the draw, can I YOLO this? We'll just, like, never draw another spell. I guess this is guaranteed to be a spell, right? Should have kept the first hand chip. Is this a turn 1 Brainstorm? Ah, never. Big brain hand shit. You're planning to do top 5 lists weekly. How long until we get a top 5 Hoaglandia top 5 lists? A little while. Alright, so we've lost the game. Good chat. I mean, I technically get to get some cards deeper next turn, but yeah. I don't know if there's like a we get to see 2 cards past the Elite Spellbinder here. If either of these are green lane, we might be okay. And they're missing a land drop here too. Remember when someone said splashing the 3rd color was free? They did. They did in fact say exactly that. My crabby boy is gonna die, chat. It might have been right to play Spellbinder to start. I just only have 1 green mana. Oh, they're just bouncing it. Deal, Reno. It's the part where they go rewind into Nightpack Ambusher. Not just Nightpack, sure. We got well shit. Really surprised they bounced this instead of killing it. This technically gives them a 2-for-1, but it denies them the wolf this turn, so it's like kind of like I'm trading my 1/1 for a wolf. Not exactly a 1-to-1 comparison, but close. So they get to Soul Sear this and get a 4/4 here, but that's fine. We're at 16 still. Alright, missing land number 6 is decent for us. Wow, they drew a Braid. Oh, we're dead. Almost drew out of that. If they only had Soul Sear there, we would have been able to... If they only had Soul Sear there, we would have been able to bounce plus put counters on my Growth Chamber Guardian to draw another Guardian. I think we would have been in an okay spot. With another removal spell coming up. It's not going to be good enough. Top 5 ways to time you out. Quick mod buttons are number 1. For sure. Top 10 ways to time you out. Number 9 will ban you. Accurate. So long. Growth Spiral. I am Jace. supposed to wait on playing GCG since they have the Soul Seer. They did not play Nightpack Ambusher at sorcery speed. Interesting. Risen Reef plus Young Pyromancer is a very satisfying play pattern. For sure. Look at me. I'm the tempo deck. They have a Gear Hulk here, and they play it at sorcery speed, we could get in trouble. Sir Bobby Jones, good afternoon. I don't think we recover from Land Gear Hulk Seer Crab. Do we just Scooze now? How do you feel about just Scooze now? We Scooze or do we Growth Chamber? Need your timeout. I am to please, Chase. There's 2 creatures in graveyards currently, so this can get to a 4/4. The deck's not Bant Scooze. It is Bant Growth Chamber Guardian. You're not wrong. I'm gonna grow this in response to their triggers. That way, if they want to respond to my activations, they no longer get opponent making a little bit of a mistake here. I can respond to the Sabraid by eating their thing again here. So since I have 3 green, I get to dodge the Sabraid. Unless they just wanted to tap me off of 1 more mana for some reason. And now they also don't get their Night Pack token. play this, so we'll get to hold up Quandrix Command. Sweet first game. Got to see Growth Chamber Guardian get to flex around a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, it's a shame concede. They were dead on board. The mean to resub since you picked Magic back up. Really enjoying the historic content. Thanks for 37 months, Trumpet. Welcome back. I'm glad you're enjoying the historic stuff. Definitely a top Magic format / card game format all the time for me. It's really, really sweet. I like it a lot. We are using a lot of the Quandrix Command Buffalo in this deck. Every facet in play, basically. 5 lands Llanowar Elves smells like a mulligan to me. It's fine. We'll bottom Hallowed Fountain. Opponent's playing Glorious, so redundant Scavenging Ooze, probably not terrible. Ooze is decent against rogues. They put things in the bin. Gets to eat things from the bin. Could be Tainted Pact, that's true. Pick Id, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Thought sees me, daddy. Inquisition. No, you're supposed to take 2 from casting this. On our opponent. Howdy, howdy, hot nickels. Manamorphose. I feel like I can be confident in saying Manamorphose will never be legal in this format. Please, dear Wizards of the Coast, don't make me a liar with that statement. Delver sounds great. Everybody loves Delver. Playing my land pre-combat was a mistake. I should have attacked first so that way I could play this as a follow-up when they did this. I ate 1 card out of my bin there so that way they can't drown in the lock this without milling me more. Yeah, that could honestly cost us this whole game. The fact that we drew redundant Adonis Climb here also isn't great. Honestly, as much as it pains me to say this, there's probably a good chance this card shouldn't be in here. The white creature that puts counters on it is probably enough. And, this is pretty mediocre when you don't have a lot of stuff in play. Quandrix Command does something similar in giving us a way to put counters on things. Yeah, I think Climb's aged out. I think I can play like a 4th command and like 2 other pieces of interaction in the main. I mean, that was one of the better draws in my deck. Oh, wow. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. I've got some crab friends, chat. Don't tell Christy, chat, but I might have crabs. So they attacked with this because they wanted me to block it, so that way they could mill me. So I declined that exchange. I think we go Crabbo into second climb, put a counter on this Crabbo, attack for 5. I can put a counter on the elf too. Let's put a counter on the elf actually, so I have 2/2/2s to block this. This doesn't flip unless it has 3 or more counters on it, so we get to keep that there. This is legendary on the backside, so I can't have 2 of them, but I can use this to distribute counters to other things. Okay. That's brutal. I can't block here because of Luris. This now, or they mill me off of my last friend. If this is a blank, I have lethal next turn. Yeah, Quandrix Command lets us. Yeah, we can double climb next turn. Climb's like, Jeff, don't cut me, Jeff. Think about all the good times we had together, Jeff. I can still hang with them, Jeff. Put me in, coach. Put me in. Oh, Hadana's climb. Hadana's climb. Why would I doubt you, climb? Why would I try and catch you? I love you, Hadana's climb. You're so beautiful. Why would I ever think of getting rid of you? Twitch chat almost talked me into getting rid of you. And you just yeeted the giant crab at their face. This is getting weird. Don't listen. Hadana's climb and I need a private moment together. All right, sorry, thank you. What are we cutting? I need 4 more cuts. Chat. The real question is, chat, am I supposed to love Hadana's climb or am I supposed to love Winged Temple of Orzaka? They both do such lovely things. Cuts climb. Gosh, we're probably supposed to cut the climbs, aren't we? Can't cut climb, have to cut lands. Take my bits for that last bit. I try. Yeah, seems great. If you cut climb, I'll never believe in love again. Do you believe in life after climb? Hadana isn't gonna climb herself now. Hey chat, Hadana rhymes with Madonna. What a perfect song to sing. That share, oh no. Chat, listen, I'm a millennial. I have no idea who these people are. I got nothing. I wish I could defend myself, but I've got nothing. You want to jam Ceratops? And I can play Ceratops with haste next turn, though. Yeah, Ceratops looks good, but like I don't have to do it now, right? I can't attack here because this is a 2-3. So if I attack and they have another, I just get got. We lost 2 crabs to the milling earlier. I mean, it always looks like they're holding up a counter, chat. Their deck's like all instant speed. This card might not even be good enough here, honestly. The death touch enforcer is just so good. I think Snapcaster Mage is too good for Historic. Please, for the love of God, do not make me play against Snapcaster Memory Lapse. Ain't nobody got time to want to play against Snapcaster Memory Lapse. I sure as hell don't. I think this exchange is good for me. Was that a good draw? If so, why? Please explain. About Vendic. I think Vendic Click would be great for this format. Oh, chat. Look at the way they massacred my boy, chat. Look at the way they massacred my boy. We can do it! Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little rogues now. Do 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 do. 2 mana win the game seems great. Yep. Rest in Peace is really good against them. Agree. Alright, I'm not gonna cut the climbs, but I am gonna go down to 2. I'm gonna go down to 2 and I'm gonna put the 4th Quandrix Command in. Command satisfies my desire to be tricky. Did you say that this deck is helping us climb the ladder? Well, I'm not gonna say that we broke it, chat, but my empirical evidence currently indicates that this deck has a 100% win rate. So I'm not saying that you will have the same results at home, but you'll probably definitely have the same results at home. Too slow. All right, so Veto, Wrath of God, Narset, Prismari Command. All right, so... Don't give me hope, Jeff. I'd lose to a 60 land deck. Yeah, I wonder if they have to go. Maybe they don't realize they can concede during sideboarding. To give credit to Magic Arena, outside of the recent incredibly awful sideboarding interface, how do you concede during sideboarding? Hit escape. Outside of the awful change to the sideboard interface recently, Magic Arena is actually my favorite way to build decks. As someone who learns very visually, being able to lay things out in piles, it works very well. Correct, Del Dodge. We have not experienced the audio bug with losing part of the audio in this most recent batch, so it seems like they have resolved that. Bug fixes, chat? In my arena? I dislike Moto's interface because it lags to all hell. It's real bad. It's very laggy. Yeah, and the search box on Arena is actually quite powerful if you know the various text commands to make it search extra for things that there aren't buttons on the UI to do. As someone who left teaching to get into other parts of education, I have to ask, do I ever miss teaching math? Yeah, I like math. Listen, you don't go into math education as a potential career because you're in it for the money. Anybody who's teaching is basically there because they like doing it. And especially people who are teaching in math, science, and technical fields, like, you'll make way more money going to go be an actuary or doing statistics for a big company or something like that, as opposed to teaching. Yeah, and the very few teaching positions that did make reasonable money are largely being phased out as often as possible. Yeah, I think my opponent just, like, had to go. I think we're gonna have to sit here and wait for them to time out. All right, I'm gonna actually, rather than making you all sit here and wait for another 3 minutes, because Arena gives you way too much time, I'm just gonna concede the match, so I don't give a shit about my rank. Teachers in America don't make money. No. Not at all. They get a little money as a treat. And not only do we largely underpay teachers, but believe it or not only do we underpay teachers in the United States, we also underfund their classrooms. So a lot of teachers end up paying for classroom supplies out of pocket as well. And then this is my part to jump up on my progressive soapbox for people that aren't familiar. We have a class system in the United States. And what I mean by that is we fund education through property taxes in the United States, which means the areas that have nicer, more expensive houses have better funded school districts. Hey, Typhan, thanks for the follow on the sub. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. The primary funding of school in the United States is property taxes. When my wife and I moved to our slightly more expensive house, we largely moved to be in a different school district. Yeah, I get a rematch against Rogues here. Actually, you know what? This is probably wrong. I was kind of on autopilot wanting to do this. I probably should have played Ooze out on 2 here while they're tapped out. Okay, well, they're giving us another window here to do this, so let's do this on green. We'll start by attacking with this. They won't block because I can fart it, and then we'll play Scavenging Ooze and get to go ham on our graveyard. Is that all the United States or just my state? It varies to a degree, but generally speaking, most of the United States. I'm sure there's some asterisks in there, but it's a large majority of it. Need more creatures in our bin, which is sad, but can eat a little bit more. Scavenging Ooze can eat a little bit more here as a treat. Is there any tech against rogues that's worth going into in the sideboard? Yeah, we have Rest in Peace is very good in this matchup. Hey, Mr. Allen, thanks for the tip. Appreciate that. And then this gets to put a counter on here, which shuffles my deck and gets me a Crab Friend. Then I get to attack with this, then play a Crab Friend post-combat. Pippity poppin' off, chat. Pippity poppin' off. Finishing up my secondary math education degree in a month, I've made a terrible mistake. I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying teaching. Like, for reference, I have an undergraduate as well as a graduate degree in mathematics. During my undergrad, I student taught and I got a teaching certification. I did decide after teaching and student teaching that teaching high school wasn't for me. So that's why I ended up going to get my master's degree, because I wasn't really feeling teaching high school. Oh, they milled one of my boys, chat. Honestly, the biggest reason why I decided I didn't want to teach high school wasn't because of teenagers, it was because of the parents. Why'd you fail little Timmy? Well, you see, little Timmy failed himself. Little Timmy didn't turn in any homework for the last 2 weeks, but I don't understand. I see little Timmy doing homework every night. Little Timmy's lying to you. He's not doing homework every night. I would like to put you, and you back into my deck. Look at this. Look at this combo deck, chat. Shuffle in the crabs, draw the crab back out, just like we drew it up. It's just good deck building right there. I don't know if this deck is good, but it's like doing like little quirky, like the little synergies are great. They're incredibly satisfying. Just like getting to do the little synergistic things that a deck like this gets to do. The other fatal push here, we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Not having a piece of removal for Luris here is pretty brutal. They do have another one, huh? Okay. So, I think I let this resolve. And then I'm going to go ahead and Quandrix Command here. Ow. Ow. Need to draw a Skyclave Apparition sooner rather than later here. So we can cut through this Luris. We're supposed to shuffle Windrock away. That's a thought. I don't know. They have 4 cards in their hands, so like the odds of them having nothing seems pretty low. I was gonna Brainstorm. I shouldn't have played that land. I'm pretty sure it's 1 graveyard. Yeah, target player shuffles up to 3 cards from their graveyard. It's a shame I'm 1 mana short of being able to do both of these. Hey, Double Edge, thanks for 17 months. Welcome back. They get to mill me off of this here. We get a Brainstorm again next turn to like try and dig deep for another answer, but not looking great for our hero here. Unchecked Lurrus is just a pretty never-ending stream of value here that we just can't get through. Memory lapse plus all the mill cards is so gross. This is like potentially the best possibles for this Brainstorm. Yep. Well, shit. The good news is, silver lining here, I'm not dead on board next turn guaranteed. And I get to get rid of the Lurrus here. So like they're about to gas up. But these aren't, I guess they could hit removal spell plus Thought Thief, right? That kills me. They're through a bunch of fatal pushes though in 1 drown. We could, if we don't die here, we're in an okay spot. I think we've died, chat. Really close game. The Growth Chamber Guardian engine there was super impressive. You manifested those cards into their hand. Yeah, something like that. %82 of local revenues for public school districts were derived from local property taxes. So not all of it, but a lot of it. Just tax loot boxes to pay for education. I mean, like, so, no joke, like, you know, that's why things like legalizing marijuana it's like one of the many reasons that that's a great idea, right? Like, we need other revenue sources for these things. Legalize things like that and tax it and use the revenue to do some good. Like, you know, it's a real no-brainer. Like, you have this thing that should be legal anyways, now, like, do it and use it to fund schools and other things that you need. I was super proud of Illinois. Not only did Illinois legalized marijuana, but it also removed records of a bunch of people who were in jail for marijuana-related crimes, which that's like the next level go beyond that should happen really everywhere. Because not only do you need to legalize it, but you also need to go expunge the criminal records of everybody that has non-violent marijuana-related crimes on their record. Huh. I don't have anything Aether Gustable in sight. Do we just take into the story? I think we just take into the story, right? I think we put a counter on here so this can block this. I agree with that, Scamos. Studies in other actual developed countries show that decriminalizing drugs and treating them as a public health issue, because that's what they are, results in the best outcomes for people. I'm just gonna be aggressive here and beat them down. Maybe I do want the Spellbinders in my deck here. I'm not sure exactly how we're supposed to be sideboarding this. Is it crazy to cut Llanowar Elves in this matchup? The resource efficiency is nice, but getting ahead on mana is nice, but it also feels like as the game goes long, I want more action cards. I have 24 lands in my deck. Luris is only permanents when Magus. I'll try cutting all the elves here. I'm gonna leave 2 Quandrix Command in. Beelzebul, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. If you're new to the channel, especially we had a couple of new subscribers too. You like talking about magic and politics and life in general, be sure to pop in the subs Discord server as well. We have channels there for all sorts of things that myself and other community members are active in. Well, let's try a different game. That's just how the magic cookie crumbles sometimes, chat. The old 5-lander into 6-lander into no-lander. Both teams tried hard. Yeah, let's try and get a good match for the last one of the afternoon, huh? Afternoon, old Greg. The hits keep coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules, and I hit the ground running. Do 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 do. Listen. Really idiotic shithead opinions like I don't believe in taxes. Those aren't welcome here, so you can fuck right off with that nonsense. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. I don't believe in taxes. That's a great way to be like, I'm a selfish prick, but, you know, teach their own. Like, sure, whatever. Being a libertarian, chat, sounds really good until it's your house that's on fire. When it's your house that's on fire and you want the fire department to show up, you don't want to have to haggle with them over the price before they put out the flames. Well, it looks like we're gonna get a do-over on our mulligan to 5. Unless our opponent shows up. Gosh, our mana's awkward here. Maybe it's right to bottom the elves and keep Quandrix Command in the 3 lands in this. It's probably not going to matter. I think they're timing out. Yeah, exactly that, Topher. Yeah, like you can disagree with how the government spends money. Like, I think the military budget's a great example in the United States, but like, it's very, very nonsensical to jump from the government spends money in a way I'd prefer change to no taxes should exist. People get so caught up in a lack of nuance. It's not black and white, right? Like, we all live in this society. We can coexist here and acknowledge its failings and shortcomings while also being like, well, you don't have to burn it all down. You can just like fix the edges. Burn parts of it down, maybe. Not the whole thing. Yeah, there's a thing called the gray area where most of us live. See, it's not amazing, but I ain't mulligan to 5 again. I'm done with Runeterra, Grand Friend. If you are someone that was here to support my Runeterra content, I appreciate you, but I am not intending to play that game anymore. Unless Magic takes a big dip down, I'm gonna focus on Magic. You know, maybe I'm supposed to go tap land pass here. This is probably a stomp, right? Yeah, I'm probably just supposed to go tap land pass. Yeah, the Runeterra community, people in the Runeterra community being super toxic on Twitter when I decided to post an opinion about their recent event, just like put me off of it. Just like, nope, this is not worth my time. I'm just like trying to give feedback to aim to improve things, and like people are just upset that I don't like the thing they like. My life's short and I'm over it. That is actual factual lightning strike there, yeah. Lightning strike is not common, no. I'm gonna pump this up to a 4/4 so they can't strike it when they untap. Alright, well I can't beat Cleave, right? So we'll block this and then concede. I don't know. If I'm being honest, I'm a spoiled, privileged brat, and I just get to focus on games that I like for the gameplay, and the economy of the game is not of a concern to me. I would like it if other people could play Magic Arena for cheaper, but like the fact that Magic Arena is prohibitively expensive for a lot of people, just like doesn't have a bearing on me. Chat, thank you for the tier 3 and for the 55 months. It's been a hot second. Hope life's treating you all right. I think we're playing defense in this matchup mostly, so I want to trim these climbs. 55 months, yeah. Yeah, Jat's been around a while. Yeah, Magic's a luxury hobby. Always has been, always will be. I think we need to keep these in. Not only do they tempo the board and pump our stuff up, but they keep our opponents off of cleaves, which is nice. I wonder how do we feel about trimming some of my cantrips here? I feel like that's probably fine. And like trim a 3-drop here. I think I like that. I think the most amusing juvenile comments that I get from people are the ones that are like, block this. And it's like, sure, it's like 2 buttons to block you. It's like, I mean, sure, request granted? It's like, I mean, that's what you wanted, right? Was the... I aim to please. I provide a service. Happy to oblige. One Growth Chamber Guardian, please. We might have just died. They mulliganed to 5, so like maybe we didn't, but at the same time, maybe we did. This is aggressive, but I think I want to draw a spell next turn, potentially, so... This deck would love Dromoka's Command, I agree. That card would be ghastly. Colligan's Command is going to be another sick one I'm looking forward to getting in this format. It's a little windy in here, chat. Historic or standard sign? These 100% in on historic, chat. If you haven't kept up with Magic, they've released these mythical archive things for historic that have been absurd. They added, we have Brainstorm in this format, we have Mind's Desire, Tendrils, like, the format is really sweet. It's one of the best Magic formats or card game formats I've ever played currently. Huge range of stuff. Sweet. Quandrix Command has been really gassing this shell, just being like a tempo Quandrix Command deck. I know the climbs were okay against the Rogues deck when we played that one game, but they probably shouldn't be in here. This deck is working as a good Growth Chamber Guardian deck. I mean, I'm not a high level there's a difference between playing a game at a high level and being a competitive player. You can play a game at a high level and not be competitively focused, and you can be competitively focused and not play well. So like those two things aren't required to go together. And my background, literally having my job be to play games at this point for several years and playing tons of card games for many decades, gives me the ability to play games at a high level. Am I the best player in the world? No, assuredly not. But like, do I understand good fundamental game design concepts, and can I give feedback on them accurately and reasonably? Yeah, definitely. We have to mulligan this. There's no 2-drop, but I don't have double white for these. I think if I had white on either of these lands with this Aether Gust, I'd keep, but just don't. This seems like not great, but it's in the range of keepable, I think. If I still have a good relationship with, I mean, I didn't like explicitly set any bridges on fire there. I don't think, at least. All the feedback I've given on their game has been like reasonable and fair, I think. And like, I gave them what literally amounts to like, you know, thousands of dollars in free advertising. So like, I'm sure they appreciated that. All right, are we brainstorming? I think we're brainstorming. Hopefully it's better than last time. Yeah, you know, could be worse. We're redrawing at least one of those. I think we're getting rid of Brawler here. You get the first hand because you're greedy. I think it needed another white source. I don't think I'm in a position to run back the shuffle on the Quandrix Command again here. I think I just gotta power through this. Yes, Steric again. Decent turn. Maybe this attack was bad. Missed a counter here on their sequencing. Hey, Brain Eater, thanks for the quarter of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Growth Chamber Guardian's just the best draw in our deck here. We have plenty of lands. I need to draw Quandrix Command next turn so I can counter this Ember Cleave. Non-magic games just don't like to do best of 3 with sideboards. I don't know why. Alright. Alright, fine, I'm done. I quit. Alright, it's been a long day. I had started off on a couple of bad beats. I feel like I have some feedback of things we could change. This deck was kinda neat. This deck was sweet. Climb is definitely not a card that this deck should be playing. As much as it pains me to say, Climb should not be in this deck. Quandrix Command, Growth Chamber Guardian, Brainstorm with Growth Chamber Guardian, all of these things were sweet. It gives me like 2 slots. I might have one too many lands in here too. I know we flooded, but I also think I probably can cut a forest here. Like looking at the breakdown of stuff here. I have these as lands and these are lands. I could probably cut this and still be on 16 green, seems fine. Decisive Denial. Yeah, I could see Decisive Denial being good. Like, this deck has 4/4s and things that get bigger. So I could see Decisive Denial being good, just like as a reasonable piece of main deck interaction. I kind of want, like, one more way. Is there another card we could play to clear Brainstorms in this deck? Is there another just like playable Magic card that incidentally clears Brainstorms off the top? I don't know what Curate does, so I'm going to disagree that it's playable. Is there anything else that we could flip in here that just like incidentally shuffles or clears? Stop it with the Collected Company. We're at 22 creatures. We're 10 creatures light. Mystical Teachings. I actually think that would be a sweet addition to the... Nah, we definitely can't... Like, looking at our mana base, we can't afford to play... We can't afford to play that. I don't really want another cantrip, chat. I want cards that probably play to the board. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I like the suggestion of... Decisive Denial. This was really good in the Teamer deck we played the other day. I could see just like putting 2 Denial in and like playing Skyclave Apparition and just like calling. We have 8 ways to clear Brainstorm right now. Like Growth Chamber Guardian, Abundant Harvest, clear Brainstorm. Jade Light Ranger could be okay. I don't know that I want a 3-drop though. You could also like go bigger on the curve and like maybe play something like a couple of Tameo to generate card advantage with at the top end. But yeah, I like the idea. That's kind of, if you like Growth Chamber Guardian, this is definitely the sweetest Growth Chamber Guardian deck I've played in the format. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the day. Thanks everybody for. I'm gonna throw one more Shifting Ceratops in the sideboard because kill the Gandalf decks before we go. I'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll be playing 3 historic decks again tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. Central Time. Remember, if you're hungry for more Hooglandia content, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. I've been publishing 5 decks there a day, almost every day since the set release. There's a ton of sweet historic decks up there at this point. And I'll be back again tomorrow with more. Peace, folks. Everybody enjoy the rest of your afternoon wherever you're at.